You are worthy of all praise, and my heart will sing how great is our God. The name above all names, you're the name above all names. Worthy of God, worthy of all praise. And my heart will sing, how great is our God. He really is great, amen? Well, you may be seated for a minute. This is a guilt-free moment to take a seat. Rest your legs. We're going to worship a lot more tonight. Well, hi, my name's Leeland, and I'm in a band called Leeland. Turns out it's actually really hard to name a band. all the first names, all the first drafts, they sounded like a hard metal band every single time. We're like, we're not that hard. We're just a bunch of soft rock guys. We just love Jesus, love to worship. And so I'm from Texas. Our band started leading worship in our little youth group every Thursday night. We wanted to be cool. All the other youth groups met on Wednesdays. We're like, we're going to break the standard. We're going to meet on Thursdays. It's awesome. But I'm thankful for these times of worship because, my brother, he's an avid reader. He's kind of like one of my mentors, one of my heroes, my older brother, Jack. He only reads dead people. He doesn't read anybody that's alive now. He's an old soul. But he said this, he read this in one of the great books he's been reading, and it was this: Christianity is much more about remembering than anything else. And when we gather together, it's about remembering. Tonight is about remembering what Jesus has accomplished for you and I. And he has made a way where there was no way. He's tore the veil so that we could have face-to-face communion with him. He has adopted you and I into the beloved. I'm not a singer, I'm a son. Amen? And so, the Bible's filled with amazing names to describe God. One of my favorite things growing up in church was this old poster my parents had in their office. And it was a chart that had all the biblical names of God. You guys remember that one? Anybody remember that growing up in church? It was always in the pastor's office, right? It was awesome. And it just had all the names. And my favorite name that I love saying, just phonetically it sounded great, was the name Yahweh. And I found out later on as I got older and read more, that Yahweh is the oldest name we have for God in human history. In biblical history, Yahweh is the oldest name we have for God. And the original spelling of Yahweh didn't have the A and the E, but it was YHWH. And the reason they spelt it that way was to mimic the sound of breathing. YH, the inhale, Yah. WH, the exhale, Wah. So the oldest name we have for God is breathing. So think about it just for a second. Every minute, every second, the believer, the atheist, the agnostic, and the cynic, all of us together are declaring the name of God in and out of our mouth all day long. Every breath you breathe is a prophecy that God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. That God is Yahweh, the one who breathes breath into our lungs, who breathes life into your spirit. My Bible says that if your heart feels like a stone, and if you feel like you lost joy, that God can take out the heart of stone, put in you a childlike, sensitive heart again. He can remove the heart of bitterness and put a heart that's filled with hope and optimism and love again. He can take out the desert place, and he can restore the joy of your salvation, to fill you with hope again for the future. Amen? Amen. I want to sing to you guys.